partido de mañana es muy importante, usted ya lo ha dicho, y la afición, jugadores, ayer mismo hasta Villa desde Nueva York mandó un mensaje de ánimo. Es el mejor mensaje motivador para la plantilla de cara al partido de mañana, todo lo que está ocurriendo.
I think it is motivating when professionals who have been in this situation before understand that football is up and down. It's not always easy. You have difficult moments. I think you say the former players who have been at this club who understand the mentality of the club and the fans, the passion. David Villa, I think his words are very much appreciated. Someone who's lived through these types of moments, and I think that that's what you always want in moments like this, is balance. The word balance in football is very difficult to achieve because obviously we always want the high, we always want the low, we're chasing them all the time. But from my point of view, a balanced view is always something that is welcome, particularly when you're in this type of position, and tomorrow's match, as you say, is very important.
Recordamos pedir antes, con antelación, el turno de preguntas para que sea más fluido.
Hola Gary, buenos días.
Buenos
Carlos Martínez de la cadena SER. Como has dicho muchas veces en ruedas de prensa que hablas constantemente con el dueño, quizás eres el que mejor podría responder a esta pregunta. ¿Crees que te juegas el puesto en este partido?
No, not at all. And I think from my point of view, today I need to focus on the match, and we want to focus on the match. The players need to focus on the match, and I think that I have to say you were very respectful before the Barcelona game on Tuesday. I should have said that to you at the end of the press conference, and I ask you to be respectful again today. That every effort, every focal point in the build-up to this game needs to be about football. Needs to be about getting the result, the performance, and that's all I'm thinking about. It's obviously a very big game for the club, very big game for us, but no different than the game against Betis last Sunday, no different than the game against Sporting Gijón. We all think they're the big games, and today I want to focus on the game.
Hello, Enrique Payas de Televisión Española.
How do you manage the pressure and how the players handle that pressure? The pitch is going to be full tomorrow. How do the players handle that?
Well, the players, I think because we've now got, apart from Javi Fuego, we've got every player available. Obviously we've got some suspensions tomorrow, but in terms of the experienced players, there will be an experienced group of players out on the pitch tomorrow who have understood the intensity of the stadium before. In terms of handling pressure, I've said this before, I think that there can be a hurricane on the outside, but you have to be in the eye of the storm on the inside, because you have to keep balanced all the time. And I think in the dressing room, the players, I've never seen them panic. They've not seen me panic. There's been no huge sway to behave in a different way in the last few weeks of results. We've not sort of some changed tack. We've not moved the way in which we work. We believe in our work. We believe in ourselves. And this week, the conversations with the players that I've had have all been about, right, this is going to turn, and we cannot believe that we're going to continue to have that misfortune in front of goal, that the last few league matches we should have scored 2-3 goals in probably each of them, and that this cannot keep going on like this, and our moments will come where they will start going in the net and it will turn. That's all the information in respect to the players and coach communication this week. It's a case of keeping reflective and balanced about things, knowing that things will turn if we keep doing what we're doing and just get that little bit more fortune in front of goal.
Mister, buenos días, Pablo Verano de Deportes 4. Mister, usted entiende perfectamente que hay que ganar mañana sábado el Espanyol, como sea, pero usted entiende también que si no gana, a usted se le ha acabado prácticamente el crédito y ya no hay excusas que valgan.
No, you're absolutely right. We have to win tomorrow. I think that's everything that we're focusing on. I understand there is a build-up in this game, sort of externally, that it's a final. I think from my point of view, there are still 14 games to go after this, and nothing will be decided on Saturday, win, lose or draw. But you're absolutely right, we're playing Espanyol at home and we expect to win. And you know, that's not me removing the pressure from the game. What I'm saying is let's be reflective and understand that a victory tomorrow doesn't mean all of a sudden that everything's perfect. We have to continue to keep moving forward. We have to retain some balance and some sensitivity to the fact that, you know, we've got 14 matches left after tomorrow, whatever happens.
Hola, mister. Alberto Chiles de Radio Marca. Me gustaría preguntarle, antes decía que no podía ser que tuviera el equipo tanta mala suerte de cara al gol. ¿Hasta qué punto es importante en esa faceta del juego recuperar a un hombre como Paco Alcácer para intentar mejorar esas sensaciones? ¿Qué posibilidades tiene de volver al 11? Y también con respecto a Enzo Pérez.
I think it can help, obviously. It's good to have him back. I think when you look at there have been games that I've obviously coached since I've come here, whereby after the game it's been difficult for me to I've not had any excuse where you can say we could have lost today when we drawn, we could have lost by further goals in certain games. I think earlier on when I came here, now in the last 3 or 4 league matches, 5 league matches, I've looked at the games and thought, how have we not won that game? You know, how have we not scored 2 and 3 goals? How have we not taken the chances and got that little bit of good fortune that you think that you like to think would come your way? And it's obviously a concentration thing that we need to improve on. And from my point of view, the idea of something having having some fortune in front of goal is also obviously responsibility of myself. And obviously having players back that can score goals is a big thing. Paco is a good finisher. I think Alvaro's record has been good since he's come back. He scored, I think, 7 goals, which is, you know, a fantastic return. But the more goal scorers we can have to return, the better it will be for us. And Paco returning tomorrow is good. Enzo obviously is an important player. Enzo obviously cracked his cheekbone and will play tomorrow with a protective mask, I think, which again is something that you know, is welcome because he obviously is taking a risk. He wants to be out there. From my point of view, that's a welcome return also.
Sí, hola mister, buenos días. Rafa Villejo de la COPE. Le iba a preguntar si consideraba el partido como una final. Usted ya ha respondido a eso y yo estoy muy de acuerdo porque aquí se ha hablado varias veces ya de final en las últimas semanas. Pero le pregunto, ¿es un punto de inflexión para pensar si gana el equipo, mirar hacia arriba, si pierde, empezar a hablar del descenso en el vestuario?
I think that the word tipping point is interesting, but from my point of view, it doesn't half feel like a match whereby I would like to come off knowing that we've got the result that our performance deserves. And I think that against Deportivo, against Sporting Gijon, against Barcelona, even on Wednesday night this week, I felt as though we could have come off the match with victories, and we haven't done. And I hope that I can come off tomorrow night with a fantastic performance and the results and the goals that need to go with that performance. Because one thing I've found over here is that you can play well and lose, and it can be seen as a disaster. And you can actually play not very well. I don't think we played particularly well in Granada, for instance, away from home in the Copa del Rey, and it was a very peaceful press conference after. So I'm aware that it's all about the result. But from my point of view, I want performance and result tomorrow night, and the players are focused on that. I think that the players who played against Barcelona on Wednesday night did very well, but you could see that obviously I rested quite a lot of players. So there's no complaint tomorrow night around the fact that we have a game every 3 days, because the majority of the players that you'll see tomorrow on the pitch will be ones who have rested this week, who have trained well, who have had good preparation, and I think that's important. I'm hoping we'll see tomorrow night the benefit of the fact that a lot of the players that you'll see have had that good week's training, because that's something that I've complained about, or not complained about, but sort of mentioned before, that we've only had, every day seems to be either the day after a game or the day before a game. Whereas for this week, there are probably going to be 8 or 9 players out on the pitch who have had a week to prepare, and I think that that is welcome, and I think that that's hopefully something that we'll see the benefit of tomorrow night.
Muy buenas, aquí Chema del Taller Deportivo de Sportiu. Ha dicho normalmente que hay un huracán, ya hay varias ruedas de prensa en las que ha dicho que hay un huracán en el exterior, pero que dentro no existe esa tensión. Yo le pregunto por los entrenamientos a puerta cerrada total desde hace unas semanas. ¿A qué se debe? ¿Es por eso o es por aislar más a los jugadores o por qué es?
No, I think when I came here, I said that I spoke with Alex and with Damir, and he said every single training session was open for 10-15 minutes. I still think we've retained 2 open training sessions out of the 4. So this week, for instance, today's open. Yeah, today's open. Today's an open training session. Before Barcelona on Tuesday, I think we had an open training session, did we? 15 minutes? Yeah, I think we did. So I think what I've said is that I think it's sensible when you have a programme of games Saturday or Sunday, Wednesday, Saturday, that we have 2 open training sessions and we have 2 closed training sessions. The reality is here, every training session is an open training session because you're all parked upon the building watching from a very good vantage point. So from my point of view, it doesn't really matter whether it's open or closed, everything's open. Yesterday, obviously, within sort of an hour of the training session, I was being told by the communications department exactly what I did in training because it was already out in the media. So from my point of view, it's certainly not to hide. I just think that, do you really want to be in there every day, and do we really want every day, cameras every day? I think that 2 training sessions a week is very sensible, and 2 closed so that we can work maybe on more tactical things is maybe sensible as well. It's certainly not hiding. I mean, in terms of hiding, I don't think any player at this club can hide. I don't think any coach at this club can hide. It's impossible, and why would you want to? I mean, I understand more than probably any other coach the requirements of the media, having worked in the media for 5 years, and absolutely understand that you've been, I think, very respectful since I came here. I think you've been very fair. All the words that you have said, I think, are words that I would have said myself. So from my point of view, no, it's not a case of hiding.
Hola, mister, Diego Pico de Marca. Esta situación, perdón, y esta rueda de prensa no es nueva. O sea, el Valencia lleva desde que usted llegó sin ganar y las palabras ya no hay excusas. Todo esto obviamente no es nuevo. Me gustaría saber cuál es el discurso que les ha dado a los jugadores o qué cosas nuevas les ha dado a los jugadores durante esta semana que ha tenido más tiempo para que al final las cosas cambien.
One thing you can't do as a coach, and I'm obviously a coach that's obviously, in terms of relative experience to coaches who've been in the game a long time, would say it's new, but I played for 20 years at a very high level, and I played obviously internationally at a very high level in many tournaments. The last thing that the players want is a complete change of direction and panic. And from my point of view, I believe in the work that I'm doing. The fact of the matter is the results aren't coming with the work that we're doing. And yes, you can have a situation where you can believe that why is it not working? Why we're doing good work, we're doing good training. I know it's good work and good training because I'm very reflective, and I know that also the mistakes that I make as well, I'm very reflective. But I genuinely believe the words that I give to the players are keep working, keep doing the right things, keep training well, preparing well, and always in football and in sport things will turn around, and it will turn around. When it turns around, you'll look back upon this moment and think, yeah, it was a method of going through that we had to go through. Yes, I had changed quite a few things since I come here, in terms of the expectations of what's required. And maybe when I look back in a period of time, I'll think that basically these were growing pains. It was a bit of pain we had to go through and suffering of change. And that's what I genuinely believe, that we're going through the pain of change, and that we now will see, because I see better performances, I see a better organised team. What I don't see at the moment are results, and I've said to the players, continue to work like you're doing, because if I was seeing performances like I saw in the first 3, 4, 5 games, I'd be worried, but I'm not seeing those performances anymore. I'm seeing things that I like, but I'm not seeing the results that I like or the players like. But these results will come, and I'm firm in my belief on that.
Vamos a hacer ya una o dos últimas preguntas, si las hay.
Disculpe, repito una pregunta. Me gustaría saber, ayer tuvo usted una reunión en privado con la presidenta, con Lei Jun, después de que Lei Jun haya estado una semana en Singapur, saber un poco si se puede conocer algo de lo que hablaron, obviamente no lo concreto, sino un poco cuál es el sentir general de la propiedad en este momento.
I never had a private meeting with Lei Jun yesterday. She came to view, if you see the renovation works that have been done on the training ground over the far side, the new seating that's been installed on the mini pitch, she came to view the mini stadium and the renovation works that have been done, and I caught up with her for about 5-10 minutes just after she'd reviewed the stadium news. There was no private meeting there. I'm not quite sure where the information of that comes from. In fact, there are only about 4 or 5 people actually saw me with Leo in the stadium. It really concerns me, things like that.
Bueno, gracias. Gracias a todos.